Scary phobias you might have, part 8. Vestiphobia, a fear of clothing. For many people, this manifests as a fear of a specific garment. For others, it might come as a fear of tight-fitting clothing that causes them to feel restrained. In other cases, it is a fear of all clothing. This phobia can arise from an allergy to a specific type of fabric or to a traumatic event associated with a certain piece of clothing. For example, there have been cases where former soldiers develop a fear of military clothing. Do you have this phobia? Follow for the next phobia. Scary phobias you might have, part 6. Arithmophobia, the fear of numbers. Many people grow up dreading math class, but people with arithmophobia have a genuine fear of numbers. People with this fear usually experience anxiety associated with doing math or dealing with numbers in general, versus fear of actually seeing the number symbols. The fear of numbers is also sometimes referred to as numerophobia. Arithmophobia can significantly impair a person's life as it is difficult to do many tasks or occupations without dealing with numbers. Do you have this phobia? Follow for the next phobia. Scary phobias you might have, part 5. Nomophobia, the fear of being without your phone. People with this phobia experience excessive anxiety about not having their phone with them, their battery being low, or their phone being out of service. Regardless of the circumstances, not being able to use their phone causes people with this phobia to become panicked and experience extreme symptoms of anxiety. This phobia often stems from a person having a cell phone addiction. People with this phobia may obsessively check their phone throughout the day. It appears to be fairly common. In recent surveys of varying populations, the prevalence of anxiety-related or not having or being able to use your cell phone range from 9 to 77%. Do you have this phobia? Follow for the next one.
The day that I found you, you were easy to love. Now all that you say makes me wanna cry on the floor. Cause you make me fall in love and then you make me fall down. Makes me wonder if I'm not enough for what is wrong. Baby, baby, I will let you go. Don't try to find me, I'm not yours anymore. Baby, oh, I will let you know. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. I thought I'll be with you for the rest of my life. You make me feel we're worth it in our highest times. But I never knew if you would.
Scary phobias you might have, part 4. Arachibutyrophobia, the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. While the phenomenon has happened to everyone at one point or another, people with this phobia are extremely afraid of it. The severity of it varies from person to person. Some with this condition may be able to eat small amounts of peanut butter, while others will avoid eating peanut butter or anything with consistency of peanut butter altogether. This phobia can stem from a greater phobia of things that are sticky or a fear of choking. It may also stem from a traumatic accident with peanut butter, such as choking on or being allergic to it. Follow for the next phobia. Scary phobias you might have, part 2. Social phobia. Social phobia involves the fear of social situations. It can be quite debilitating. In many cases, these phobias can become so severe that people avoid events, places, and people who have it are likely to trigger an anxiety attack. People with this phobia fear being watched or humiliated in front of others. Even ordinary everyday tasks, such as eating a meal, can be anxiety-provoking. Social phobias often develop during puberty and can last throughout life unless they are treated. The most common form of social phobia is a fear of public speaking. In some cases, social phobias can cause people to avoid social situations, including school and work, which can have a major impact on the individual's well-being and ability to function. Like and follow for part 3. Scary phobias you might have, Part 1. Aerophobia. Also known as the fear of flying, affects between 10% and 40% of US adults, despite the fact that airplane accidents are actually very uncommon. Around 1 out of every 3 people have some level of fear of flying. Some of the most common symptoms associated with this phobia include trembling, rapid heartbeat, and feeling disoriented. The fear of flying sometimes causes people to avoid flying altogether. With all that said, it is often treated using exposure therapy. Do you have this phobia? Follow for part 2.
Give me your answer, do.
I'm half crazy.
All for the love of you.
Those pictures scares you. You have megalophobia.
Give me your answer, do.
I'm angry.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My
Onerophobia, fear of nightmare. The fear involves suffering due to experiences with frightening dreams.